Yeah, g'day guys. Thanks for coming on board for the show, Late Night Big Breakfast. It's going to be huge this time around, okay? Josh Thompson over here, he's come on board as producer. Round of applause for him. Thank you. Thank you. G'day, Josh. Brilliant. There you go. Look, you've been selected because you're the best at your jobs, all right? That's why you're here. Now look at this. Together, we connect the world. Darryl, what does that mean to you? Together, we connect the world.
It means we take the world, we connect it. We take the world.
I've got no idea what it means. This was up here when we moved in. My point is, together, this show, we're connecting the world, all right? Darryl, look, you're a great cameraman, all right? Lord of the Rings stuff you did, incredible, incredible. But have you shot in a furniture store before? There you go. It's a whole new challenge, okay? Now, look, there has been some talk about the wages. Of course, you're going to get paid normal TV wages. But in addition to that, you'll be getting paid, let's say, futon sales, things like this. Bits of furniture that you sell down there will all be adding to your overall wage packets.
You know, the more furniture you sell, the better it is for you. We've got a whole bloody warehouse of furniture down there. Let's get it out there. Let's get it out to the people.
Put it this way, I might as well be honest with you now. We've got more furniture down there at the moment than we do have guests or ideas, if you know what I'm saying, for the show. So I would be focusing on that if I was you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be a great series. Great to have you all on board again, and welcome to the team. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
And let's get connecting, eh?
Yeah.
G'day, New Zealand. I'm Jason Hoyte.
And I'm Leigh Hart.
Welcome to the Late Night Big Breakfast.
We've got a great show for you, New Zealand.
We sure have, mate. It's our election special.
With great guests like Jack Tame,
The Prime Minister. And much, much more.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your hosts, Jason Hoyte and Leigh Hart.
Get on down. It's going on tonight.
G'day, Kiwi.
So, Leigh, do you want another crack at it?
Oh, it felt pretty good to me. Thanks, mate. G'day, Kiwis. G'day, Jace. We're back.
G'day, mate. I'm absolutely stoked to be back. And to be honest with you, this show was actually meant to be on months ago, wasn't it? But like everyone else, we were affected by COVID and all the lockdown. I was actually, to be honest, I was actually a little bit worried that TVNZ was going to can the whole thing, to be honest. Yeah.
I was hoping they would. But no, seriously, I was. And but they didn't. We're back. I'll be using my hands a lot more this series as well. We're going to be doing giveaways. Check this out. This acoustic guitar from Max's Music.
That is a beautiful guitar, mate.
It certainly is, mate. We're giving that away on Facebook. Just get online, tell us why you should win it, and that'll be your guitar. What else, Jason? Tell you what, the other elephant in the room, of course, is where's Jerry?
G'day, and I'm Jeremy Wells over here in Jizzy's Corner.
Yeah, well, Jerry, of course, he's a very busy man these days, and 7 Sharp and the like. He's had to cut back a little bit on the late night big breakfast, but don't you worry about it. He's still going to be very much a part of the show.
That's right, mate. He certainly didn't adjust his pay, though, did he?
Well, he didn't cut back on his money,
no,
did he?
didn't.
No,
He
ever
didn't.
the
Certainly
professional.
didn't. Hey, what's all this about?
Well, this is the great thing, you know. We're always looking to improve the show, mate. We've really taken an upgrade in terms of the qualities. So we've installed this little drone here, which is going to get us those fantastic indoor furniture shots. And, mate, to be honest with you, when you mentioned this to me, I thought it might be a little bit annoying, but that's not annoying at all.
You hardly notice it really once it's there. But I tell you what, let's get on with that first guest. This is, of course, the election special.
Our next guest needs no introduction, but I'll give her one anyway. She is, of course, the leader of the Labour Party. I'm talking, of course, of the one and only Jacinda Ardern. Welcome.
How are you?
Very good.
Please,
Lovely to see you.
Yeah, thank you.
Jacinda, you know, many people are calling this the COVID election, but it's so much more than that.
Right.
Is it or isn't it?
Okay, well, that's
or
got
is it
two
so much
questions.
more than that?
Is it?
It's more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, undoubtedly, though, given that this is an event that we're unlikely to see for generations, we all hope, it is an opportunity to...
Yeah.
It is an opportunity for us to make sure in our rebuild that we build back better. It's quite distracting because it's blowing air at the same time as it's flying into the...
Oh, right, I thought you were talking about COVID being distracting, which it has been, by the way.
Has for this year, but you
Yeah.
certainly put our show off.
No, more the drone that
Oh,
is
right,
It's just a
flying
bit of
on.
high-tech stuff
Yeah.
there. You'll get used to that.
You're obviously professionals who can deal with such an obvious
Absolutely.
distraction.
Look, I might just bring myself in if I could. Latest polls say Labour could govern alone. If you have the chance, why not? If not, why not? If so, why so?
Well, I'm not taking anything for granted, and making assumptions like that I think would be pretty premature. We've never had an MMP election that's delivered that kind of outcome. So I'm... So I'm not making any assumptions.
Jacinda, just talking about we're facing a global economic crisis, really, and what makes your party, you think, the best sort of attuned to helping New Zealanders with that?
There's a shopper right in shot now.
Oh, that's the Cameo Lounge Suite. That is selling like hotcakes.
It's available in the 2-seater as well, sir, and the 3-seater.
I think you can get it in suede as well. Oh, yes, I was talking about we're facing an economic crisis. What makes your party best served to look after New Zealanders?
Good question, Jess.
Thanks, mate.
Well, firstly, the stability that we bring, but also the plan that we have, which we're already rolling out, investing in apprenticeships, getting people back on the job, supporting small business and our exporters. Those are just a few examples.
Yeah, look, I might just interrupt you there, Jace, and Jacinda, and bring someone else in on this.
Does he often abandon you?
Oh, quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. No stranger to leadership here in Fabrics and Upholstery. Kieran Reid. Kieran, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. How are you?
Thanks, mate. Good. Any thoughts on what we've been discussing so far politically?
Not really, no.
Okay. Would you encourage people to vote, perhaps? Young people who haven't voted, should they vote?
Oh, most definitely, it is important. So if you haven't yet, get down to the polls.
Good point. Have we got time for a bit of sports chat? Welcome to Sports Chat here with Kieran Reid. Kieran Reid, big game today, big game, huge game.
Oh, huge game, wasn't it?
It's huge, massive.
Yeah.
Do they get bigger than that?
I don't think so, no. It's definitely up there.
The big games one up front, aren't they? You know
They
that.
always are. I do know that.
You do know that.
Do you know that?
I know that. I know that.
How do you know that?
I just know it. I just know it. Sorry, we're gonna have to leave it there, mate. I've got to go back
mate.
to hard chat.
Cool. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. Well, that was a waste of time.
Best for Kieran.
Jace.
Jacinda, obviously a very stressful week, being the week before the election. So what does Jacinda Ardern do to relax?
A good question, Jace.
Thanks, mate.
At the moment, there's not a lot of relaxing. I don't think anyone would expect that the week of an election.
But if you could, what would you normally be doing? Are you still into music? You're DJing this kind
I
of thing?
haven't done a lot of that for a while, but obviously I spent a bit of time playing with Neve.
Yeah.
That's, ideal way to relax is just get down there into a sandpit with a 2-year-old.
Yeah, and that's right. Look, I'm going to bring something in on this. Jace, you can probably relate a bit better, being slightly older, of course, than both me and Jacinda. But these are cassette shoes. This is something that came out when I was a kid.
Boy,
And,
do I remember those,
You do, don't
mate.
you?
Boy, that takes me back. It really does.
The cassette goes in the back there. You take your music with you. Speakers on the top, tone, volume. There you go, party in a shoe, they used
What
to
kind
call
of
it.
year are we talking
Oh, I think
here?
this is very early 80s.
Yeah, I'd say 1981, 1982. Great thing about these cassette shoes, Jacinda, is that as you're walking, you just tap your heel like that and it rewinds. Or it
Yeah.
goes 2 taps, takes you to the B-side.
Flips it, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and a hush puppy as well.
Actually, the most amazing thing, and Jace, you relate to this, making a mixtape for your girlfriend
Oh,
or something.
yeah.
You could actually take the cords there, plug it into the other shoe, and tape from shoe to shoe. But that's just something I found, Jace. I thought you'd be interested in that.
Yeah, no,
Probably not the best
really
time to
takes
bring
me.
it up.
I'm just going to stop you there, my friend, because right now we're crossing to a bit of an infomercial.
G'day. When I want a snack that really satisfies my hunger, I turn to Maxi Bon.
That's right, Leigh. Maxi Bon is the biggest frozen snack in the freezer, and it comes in 2 great flavours, vanilla.
And honeycomb. Both are packed with ice cream, nuts, biscuits, and chocolate. All in one big snack.
Because at the end of the day, size does matter.
It's hunger-busting and man-satisfying. Maxi Bon.
For biters, not lickers.
Tell them we sent you.
Coming up, we talk more with Jacinda Ardern, and Judith Collins is in the hot seat.
All night long. It's going on tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, welcome back. We've got the one and only Jacinda Ardern.
Yeah.
Look, I might bring myself back in for a moment, Jace. Look, as you know, I'm a student of politics, I suppose. It's something I take a great interest in.
I didn't know that.
And I
Yeah,
bumped
yeah, he loves his
into
politics.
ex-Labor leader Norman Kirk recently at Wingsbar at the airport. And
Who bumped into who, sorry?
Norman Kirk
Oh,
at
Norman
Wingsbar.
Kirk.
Yeah, big fan of yours, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah, at Wingsbar. And he was saying that he feels...
What, you bumped into him at the Wings Bar?
Or the Coro Lounge, if you want to call it that. Yeah.
Coro Lounge.
Yeah, just talking about where he thinks things are going in general in politics. Are we getting too left, too right? Where's the centre gone? Yeah.
Norman Kirk?
Yeah.
He's dead, isn't he?
deceased.
Is he? Well, who the hell was I talking to then?
Yeah, I don't
Perhaps
know.
that was-
I don't know.
Well, let's move on from that then.
Yeah.
Jacinda, can I ask you, you know, you got a lot of pressure as Prime Minister, and what keeps Jacinda Ardern awake at night?
Oh, good question.
Obviously, a pandemic can certainly have that effect.
Look, I know in Jason's case it's more of a prostate issue, but that gets you up, it doesn't keep you up, does
Well,
it?
no, in fairness, that doesn't, it doesn't keep me awake. It gets me up in the night. Like, I often have to wake up at 3 to do wheeze, but it doesn't keep me awake.
Yeah, that's more of a men's health thing, though. More, I think we'd leave that for a later part, and
Well,
probably
you're
not
the
this
one that brought
episode.
it up.
Oh,
I
did
didn't bring up the
Okay.
prostate.
But Jacinda, back to you. What keeps you up?
Yeah, there's obviously been a number of things over the last couple of years that, have been huge for us. But when you're sometimes operating on not too much sleep, you eventually, just out of exhaustion. I don't know if that's the same for the prostate issue, though.
No, that's more of a sort of recurring thing throughout
Yeah.
the night.
Yeah.
Jacinda, how do I put this? I'm looking at American politics now. Do you worry about America?
Yeah, I mean, here's hoping that no matter what happens in this election, that they come out at the other side of it at least having some unity, because the world needs a stable United States.
Absolutely does. Now, we have a huge audience, Jacinda, as you're probably aware of, on the Late Night Big Breakfast. We want to give you the opportunity now, if you'd like, to speak to New Zealanders directly in 30 words or less, probably. Well, we're thinking 17.
Firstly, I would like to say vote. It is so important you use your voice and vote for whomever you trust. Simple as that.
Beautiful. Look, we can't let you go away empty-handed. We'd like to present you one of these late night breakfast coffee cups
It's a real
to take
pleasure.
with you.
Thank you.
All the best with the election. I know you go well, and
Thank you.
Thank you.
And good luck with the prostate.
Yeah, thank you, Jacinda.
It's going on tonight.
Yeah, I might just interrupt you there, Jace. As you well know, political insight, analysis, and asking the big questions is a big part of this show, of course. In doing that, there's no one better than our man, Jack Tame. Jack, welcome to the show. It's going to be great having you with us.
Thank you so much. This is it's a great pleasure to be here. Obviously, this is a big opportunity for me. So it's great to see.
Actually, Jack, I might just interrupt you there. It might be easy if you came over to the Verano suite, just a little bit more intimate. I know that a lot of sets, but just thanks, mate.
Here.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you.
I think he was on the charcoal Malone.
He was on the Malone, yeah.
It's selling well,
You
by
don't
the
win
way.
Malone. They are selling well.
They're really well.
You just have a seat here, Jack. On the,
great.
on the,
Great.
on
Come
the
in,
right.
Jace.
How you doing there, mate?
Thanks.
See ya.
Jack Tame, hard chant.
Exciting times. Well, firstly, Jack, kia ora and kei te pēhere koe.
Kia ora korua, kei te ora au me koe.
Yeah, tēnā pai.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. A lot of shows make a big deal about the te reo aspect, and I like to say that every week is Māori Language Week on the show. There
Well,
you go.
Māori mahi, Māori ora, Māori noho, Māori mate.
Ai, kei te puku mahi au, he rawe tō reo.
Shit, yeah. Jack, you're coming on board, of course, for Hart Chat. Actually, you're going to have to start saying that yourself at some point, Jack. Maybe if you just want to practice.
maybe get Jack to do the hard chat.
Jack, I'm Jack Tame. This is Hard Chat.
Yeah.
I'm Jack Tame, this is Hard Chat.
I didn't believe it.
bit
I
bigger than
didn't
that,
sound
Jack.
that
It
hard
needs
to
to
me.
be
I'm Jack Tame, this is Hard Chat.
Yeah.
Can I don't want to tell you
mean,
how to do your job,
no.
because, you got to do it your own way, but I'm thinking more, I'm Jack Tame, this is Hard Chat.
So you're asking if it's Hard Chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
There was-
good.
there was-
It's just the
I mean,
emphasis.
Yeah.
Where's the inflection?
No,
That's
wait.
That's
If
what
I
I
could
like
just
to
show
do.
you, Jack,
I mean,
as an example, I don't want to tell you how to do your job. I'm Jack Tame. This is Hard Chat.
I'm Jack Tame, this is Hard Chat.
A lot better. I'm wondering whether it should be, this is Hard Chat, and I'm Jack Tame. At least that way you're finishing with the name then.
So more along the lines of, I'm Jack Tame.
No, this is Hard Chat, and I'm Jack
Oh,
Tame.
okay.
Do you think it...
This is Hard Chat. Sorry, Jack.
Actually, doesn't really matter, does it?
No,
I
no,
just,
but
I
quick,
just
hold on,
wonder
Jack.
if I can...
Hold on, I'll show you
Well,
what I mean.
No, I just wonder
I'll
if you
just show you what I
start
mean.
I think
hard, if
Jack
you should
might have
finish
a
with...
view on this.
Hold on a second.
Because that...
This is Hard Chat. I'm Jack Tame.
Yeah.
Something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Tell you what,
Yes.
to be honest,
But I like the this is.
I do. I
Yeah.
think we're just going to do a voiceover anyway. You don't worry
Okay,
about
no,
it.
that's fine.
You don't have to worry about that. Just do the Hard Chat. There we go. I think we've achieved a lot. Looking forward to Hard Chat.
I believe now it's time for a word from our sponsors.
Wacky Changy. The second one always pours better. It's quite nice beer.
It's going on tonight.
Welcome back to the Late Night Big Breakfast and a new segment of the show, Hard Chat.
I might just mention the fact that Jack Tame would normally be doing this section, Hard Chat, but we thought with a guest like yourself, he's just not quite ready yet.
No,
he's not quite ready yet.
Great
and,
future, but yeah.
great
no, he
future.
wasn't ready.
young.
Great kid, but
Yeah.
I think it's probably best that we steer this ship for now, Jace.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot going on in the world of politics at the moment, and in New Zealand, of course, we're heading to our elections. So it's a really big pleasure for us to welcome onto the show the leader of the opposition, the one, the only, Mr. Simon Bridges. And Simon, welcome to the Late Night Big Breakfast.
Leigh.
What's going on, mate?
He's not the leader of the National Party
Right,
anymore.
what happened?
Yeah, there's a guy called Todd Muller took over from him.
All right, so we got him?
No, we can't. Also, he got taken over by someone called Judith Collins.
Right, so she's coming later in the show?
No, I can see what I can do, but there's no, I don't, it's too late, mate.
You look, I'm afraid we're going to have to end it there if we... Simon, it's we're just going to park it there. Thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Okay, mate, who's next?
There's no one next. He's the only one.
So what was the problem? He's not the leader of the opposition.
No, there's a
Josh
big
was
thing.
explaining.
I sent you an email already, but
Who have you got booked?
no one. He's the only one. Well, he's the only one left. Go talk to him. He's right there.
Is this-
What?
G'day, Kiwis. Welcome back. We've got Simon Bridges on the show. Simon, welcome.
Thank you for having me on.
Simon, I'm going to take you right back. I mean, did you always want to be, what's the word in English, in politics?
Yes,
You did?
from a young age.
You did?
Look, I could tell it was something that was important. It was about people and their issues.
Okay,
and,
so you
so
always,
from a
always
very
had
young
that?
age.
So you've grown up in Lumsden as a wee lad.
Te Atu.
Pardon?
Yeah, Te Atu, not Lumsden.
Okay,
Te Atu
so you went to
Peninsula.
school then,
Rutherford
Fielding.
College. Yeah.
And Fielding.
No, West Auckland.
Okay, after that.
No, never in Fielding.
Okay,
it's
so you went to
interesting-
Fielding University then?
No.
All right, let's just
Actually,
stick to the
Simon,
facts we have here.
that brings me into our next question. You weren't always into politics, were you? There was a couple of years there, I see, where you were training as a midwife.
No, I've never trained as a midwife. I've got a lot of respect for the important work they do.
Yeah.
Well, they do a
but,
great work.
No, I've never trained
No,
as
you
a
weren't a
midwife.
nurse?
No,
So furniture, upholstery, no.
no,
Okay.
no furniture.
I can tell you one thing. Look, I remember my great uncle Hang always used to say, and when he came back from Vietnam, actually, he said, you know, a week's a long time in politics, but it's also a long time to get your testicles beaten with a bamboo stick. But
Was he at the Vietnam War, was he? Was it the Vietnam War?
no, sex tourism in the 80s. He was
Right,
on
okay.
it. Look, I guess what I'm trying to say is, Simon, how can the shoppers, how can the people in the store benefit from a national government?
I mean, they will be able to afford more furniture, they'll be able to have better lives, they'll have more money in their pocket under a national-led government.
Yeah, that's what you're saying with? Okay, because what we do find, most of our guests, when they leave this show, will actually buy a piece of furniture when they leave.
Isn't it amazing? Because we were talking earlier, Simon, about the fact that, you know, the ratings for the show aren't great, but the furniture sales numbers are sensational.
Yeah.
Right.
Where are these votes going to come from, Simon? Is it the swing vote? How do you get those swing voters?
Oh, I think it is. I think it's the sort of people we're seeing around the store. They know they're not getting it from this Labor-led government that's just tax, borrow and spend.
And just to clarify, the swing vote, they're not swingers,
Yeah,
are
not
they? I mean,
swingers
let's
per
just be
se.
clear on that. That's a different vote altogether.
Well, they might be.
Yep, okay.
Because you did a bit of swinging for a while there. And,
Well, unintentionally.
It was actually quite a sad story because he went to his first swingers party and in the end he was a little bit like a spare prick at a wedding, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were just...
Did you not know it was a swingers
Well,
party?
not at the
when you
time I
walked
got in there, and I was a little underprepared. I didn't know what was going on, and by the time I got there, everybody else seemed to be well into the swing of it, if that makes
You
any
were
sense.
waiting to
So
be
I'm-
tagged in, weren't
Yeah,
you?
I'm
But
sort of
then-
going, hey,
and then
and
just-
I'm in the kitchen heating up sausage rolls and stuff for people, making dips and things like this in the kitchen to bring out to the other guests. You know, that's, I suppose, my first time. I haven't been back since. I tell you what, Jace, I reckon we spent enough time in the studio. Let's get out and catch up with Barry, our man in the garden.
G'day, welcome to Outdoors, Outdoors, Outdoors with Barry. And I tell you what, Leigh, it's been a fiercely hot summer, which has wreaked absolute havoc on our lawns.
Certainly has, mate. Lucky we've got Barry here, our resident expert. He's going to tell us what's wrong and what we can do about it. Barry, what's going on here?
Oh, I think you've got the Bavarian grass grub still. You
Yeah,
haven't got on top of
It's
it.
still there, is it? Well, let's take a little closer look here, Barry, particularly this little patch here. She's terribly dry, isn't she?
Yeah, I think what you've got to do is to dig this all out around through there, and then we'll put some of this stuff on it. It's got 4-in-1. It's
like
got
a mulch, is it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's got seeds in it. It's got fertiliser, plenty of water.
So you're basically regrowing the lawn.
Yeah, basically.
So if we just take a look at that, Barry, it's just, you spread it over there, you
Oh, yeah,
water
it's
it
got all
in.
the seeds
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, and you just rake it in, and then you water it, and Bob's your uncle.
Okay, and what do? You water at night, don't you? Or early in the morning when it's not so hot?
Yeah, you're wasting your time doing it during the day because it'll just dry out as fast as anything.
So get that moisture level up and your lawn should be ticking
Oh,
through.
yeah, it'll be bonza then.
Okay, Barry, we'll leave that with you and maybe check on you in a couple of weeks, see how she's going, eh?
Yeah,
Thanks,
that'll
mate.
be
Great
brilliant.
stuff.
Okay.
Thanks, Barry.
G'day, just joining us. Welcome to the Late Night Big Breakfast. You're with Hard Chat.
Well, Simon, it's been great having you on the show. Well, good luck for the upcoming election. I'm sure you're going to go great. On behalf of the Late Night Big Breakfast team, go well.
Thank you so much. It's been good to be on your show.
Thanks, Simon. After the break, what do you do if you catch your neighbour using your Wi-Fi to watch porn?
How do you know he was using your Wi-Fi?
It was in my lounge.
Oh, right.
It's going on tonight. Right here, right now.
It was all tubing, so yeah. Welcome back to the Late Night Big Breakfast, our election special. We've got a very special treat for you now. We're going to cross to our man on the street, Jeremy Wells, to see what the vibe is going on out there on the street. And Jerry, what's the vibe out there? How are people feeling about the upcoming election?
Well, thanks very much, guys. I'm here with Asif, and Asif, we're talking about the elections. Of course, the election's coming up. Are you going to get out there and vote?
Yep. Yes.
Wonderful. So Asif's going to get out there and vote, which is great news. Back to you guys.
Great stuff.
Jerry, bit of a traffic report, maybe weather if you've got time.
Yeah, look, the traffic seems to be backing up a little bit, but we're by some traffic lights, and the traffic light's just gone green. So as you can see, it's starting to flow pretty freely now. And this is, of course, westbound, so eastbound, no problems at all. In terms of weather, pretty good actually, sunny.
Great stuff, mate. Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Jerry. Well, there
There
you
you
go.
go.
Our man, Jeremy Wells, the man on the street. He really does have his finger on the pulse, doesn't he?
Certainly get our money's worth out of him this series. But we'll see more of Jizzy a bit later on.
Well, there you go. And right now we're going to cross to an infomercial, I believe.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. As you know, I lead a very active lifestyle and I need to look good and be at the top of my game at all times. That's why explosive diarrhea needs to be stopped in its tracks. Introducing Fecal Storm 5000. Fecal Storm 5000 combines NASA and Inca herbal technologies. The Fecal Storm 5000 works fast, first attacking the explosive diarrhea from within. And then the nasal anal spray backup system simply stops it in its tracks. So say goodbye to explosive diarrhea with Fecal Storm 5000. Tell them I sent you.
I'm hearing from Josh. Turns out we've managed to get the actual leader of the National Party, Judith Collins, on the show.
Great.
Let's get her in the hot seat. Well, they say a week is a long time in politics, and we're just a week out from the general election. Joining us now in the hot seat is the actual leader of the National Party, Judith Collins. Welcome to office seating and bar stools here in Target. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Judith, a lot of people have said that you've had a very positive impact on the National Party, but that the party in general is suffering because of the antics earlier in the year. Your thoughts?
Look, do you know what? It's better to have those issues before an election than after an election when you're in government. And, you know, I didn't have to sack David Clark.
Yes, I might bring myself back in here if I could, Judith. How has Judith Collins of today changed from, say, an 18-year-old Judith Collins?
That's a little personal, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, it just feels like a very personal question to ask.
No, I didn't mean like that. Like from a philosophical sense.
Oh, you mean
politically,
politically?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like where the
How have you
viewpoint-
changed?
Well, I'd imagine quite
Are your
markedly.
views different, say, than when you're 18?
Right, yeah, no, I know what you're saying
No.
now. Sorry,
What questions
Judith.
you got?
Well, oh, no, I knew you were asking it. I just looked at that actually before you asked it and thought, I don't know if that... might
Okay,
be
you know
a
what I
good
meant now,
question.
though, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so I've grown up. I now vote National.
Is that
Yeah.
how you see it? You think
Yeah.
as people...
Yeah, yeah.
Do you feel that you'd be in a better position to handle, let's face it, potential looming financial crisis?
Amazingly, yes. There's nothing like actually having some experience of dealing with looming financial crises as in business, like I've had, and actually rising above it, doing really well, working hard, smart, getting through stuff. Yeah, I know how to make decisions.
I just winged that question, Jason.
Yeah, that was good because I couldn't actually see that on my list.
No, it wasn't there, mate.
Judith, will you work with Winston Peters?
Good question.
Thanks,
I
mate.
don't think that I'm going to need to, because that would require two things. Number one, that he be there, and number two, that he works.
Right, okay, good.
I'm sorry, Judith. Am I swivelling too much? Shall I be swivelling if the camera's swivelling?
Well, if I'm swivelling to the camera, then I'm not looking at Judith.
I'm really regretting starting to do this interview in bar stools and kitchen, to be honest.
Yeah.
What does Judith Collins do to relax?
I read, I walk, and I listen to music.
Can you expand on the music front?
Yeah, I like blues.
Blues? Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you back in here, Jace.
Judith, what do you do to relax?
I read, I walk, and I listen to
Sorry,
music.
Jace.
Oh, no, you just asked that.
I just asked it.
Hang on a
Yeah,
second. Sorry, Judith, I'll do that again.
Actually, what do you got there? You working off the
Yeah,
same?
no. Can I have a look at your one?
I think that's duplicate, isn't it? You shouldn't be duplicating it.
Oh, no, that's the same script.
Well, you're going to keep that one, are you?
Pardon? Well, we can... Yes, indeed.
Let's talk about Jerry Brownlee.
Yeah, g'day, Leigh. Coming in here live from Mix and Match Dining.
No, sorry, Jerry. It's just we're talking about with Judith Collins. We're talking about Jerry Brownlee. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate. Back to you, Leigh.
No, all good, mate.
Actually,
all
I
good.
thought the same thing when you said Jerry. I thought we were crossing to Jerry.
Yeah, you can throw back to Jace if you like, Jerry.
Back to you, Jason.
Well, I'm actually not asking the question, so he should throw back to you,
Well,
probably.
you're on
shouldn't
camera
he?
now, aren't you?
I don't know if I am on camera or not.
to you
but
or
I'm not.
Jace?
I think you're the next question.
Actually, you might as well just throw back to me, Jerry.
Back to you, Leigh.
Thanks, mate. You're back here in the hot seat with Judith Collins. Judith, look, a week is a long time in politics, but is that a cliche?
No, it's actually true. It is a long time politics. In fact, a day can be, even an hour.
I mean, the grass is always greener anyways, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's always two sides to every coin.
And sometimes you've got to walk a mile in someone else's shoes to really get an idea of where they're coming at in their life.
Well, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other,
But
really.
bird in
isn't
the
it?
hand's better than two in the bush.
Life's too short.
Life's too short. Yeah, nice.
And you've got to skin a few cats to make an omelette, that's for sure. Especially a cat omelette. A week out from the election, what's your message to the country?
Look, I think it's really important that people really value
Jason,
their
it's probably-
vote because it's more important than
Yeah, I
ever
just think
to...
of maybe bring Judith in on that one on the final.
Oh, right. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That question again, good answer, but
Right.
Right, don't waste your vote. Vote National. 2 ticks blue. There we go. Win. 2 ticks blue.
Very succinct.
on that note, thanks for being part of this interview. As a memento of the occasion, I'd like to present you with this late night big breakfast coffee cup. You can get those online, of course, from the merch store. But thanks very much.
A bargain.
Indeed.
Well, there you go. End of that one, the election special. Remember, Kiwis, get out there and vote. You don't have a vote, you don't have a say. And we'll see you again same time next week.
Tell you what, we're going to sign off tonight with a real treat for our viewers out there. It is, of course, Mike, the Mongolian throat singer.
Whoa! Before that, Jace, let's thank our sponsors, Maxabon, it's hunger busting, and New Zealand's oldest and most trusted beer, Wakachangi.
Take it away, Mike.
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. For it's nothing I love you and always will. Love me tender, love me dear. Tell me you are love me tender, love me you never let me go. All my dreams of of you.